Hello and welcome, everyone. You should now be able to hear us. I know that you were patiently waiting for us to get set up here. We are so excited to have you here for our DSFL draft going into season 22. This class is very exciting, so we're all very anxious to hop into it. I have a very brief thing that I say before every DSFL draft that you have to put up with, in which I say, DSFL draft order doesn't really matter that much. We're all here to see you grow and blossom. And if you feel like you fall farther than you should, that's okay. You get to prove a bunch of people wrong in the next draft as well. So that's my deal. We're going to go ahead and introduce folks who are here with me. I am Bex, obviously. I'm the commissioner of the National Simulation Football League. If you don't know who I am and this is your first stream, hi! I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. I will let my co-commentators here introduce themselves now.
All right, my name is CLG Rampage, current GM of Minnesota, also NSFL running back Matthias Hanyadi of the Yellowknife Race.
I'm Stegosaurus, current co-GM of the Dallas Bird Dogs, and my player is Colt Mendoza for the Austin Copperheads.
Hi, I am Jay Doctor, co-GM for Tijuana Luchadores, and my player is a free safety for the Ultimus winning New Orleans second line.
Hi, Kaneko the Squirrel, the GM of the Portland Pythons. Gregor McGregor is my player, and he is the newly minted safety for the Arizona Copperheads.
And
Austin.
I am Jay Patch, and I'm a pretty cool guy, and my player is literally just a hexagon, and I am playing on the Tijuana Luchadores.
I didn't know that we were saying our players. I'm Marcella Tariki, running back.
Yeah, who cares?
Famous NOLA running back duo. So
We gotta increase our name ID.
Sorry.
yes, but cool. We will hop in then. Again, super excited to have all of you with us. Excited to see where we're sending you off to spend your confirmed DSFL year. That being said, we'll hop in now. The first pick of the draft here is the London Royals, and they will select Greedy Sly. This user is insane, and it is no surprise to me that he is going first overall here. He's basically exactly what you want in a prospect. He interviewed well. He cares really deeply about the league already. Max earner, and filling a very important slot in the lineup for London here. So congratulations on being the first overall pick for this season 22 draft class.
Yep.
Yeah, we had him in our locker room for a couple weeks. Yeah, everyone didn't pick it. We had him in our locker room, and he was just phenomenal. So nothing but congrats to him. He well deserved the first pick.
He messaged me about something and was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure you don't know who I am, whatever." And I was like I don't know who you are, Mr. First Overall Pick. I know who you are. Perfect. We'll move on now to the second pick here for Dallas.
Oh god, I'm gonna butcher this name. It's Tyler Montaigne. He's a defensive tackle. It was a really easy pick for us after Sly went number 1 overall. DFSL is a run-heavy league, so getting he's 152 TPE right now without tier 6 up the middle. It's gonna be brutal. He's a great guy. We're excited for him in the locker room. And I'm sorry, Jay, we stole both your waiver pickups.
He was on our list too, because I know that he did the draft graphics for the NFL draft for the people from Norfolk. So I was like, I wonder if we could steal him. That would be so cool. And then you picked him up, and it was like, damn it.
That's going to be a lot
once
in
again,
this first and second round. There's going to be a lot of people saying, damn it, I wanted to get that person.
I want to change the rules so that you get to keep your waivers, because dang,
I have
both
had
of
that
those guys
thought,
went 1-2.
Good luck. Never happening.
No, it's alright. They both deserve going 1-2. I would hate to take that away from them.
Indeed. All right, that'll move us into pick number 3. This was a trade pick. Minnesota and Norfolk swapped firsts. And so Norfolk will select Adélie de Pengu. Shockingly enough, we're bringing Issa home to Norfolk. Issa is an alum of the team, GM over in New Orleans, one of my very dear friends from the season 18 draft class. I hope he's excited to be coming home. We're very excited to have him home. We love him very much in Virginia, so happy to have him.
You're going to hear that another thing you're going to hear a lot. A GM has recreated. A GM has recreated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 like big name recreates in this draft, and Issa was one of them.
Yeah, when we traded up for this pick, I know that it was talked about, like, there are 3 people that we really, really want that have the potential to go 1, 2, 3. So if we're in 3rd, we're guaranteed that we're going to get at least one of them, and we might have a choice depending on what other people select. So we're very, very happy to have kind of the free choice here, and we decided that Issa was going to be a good fit. Both of our safeties were called up, so definitely a position of need as well for us. But yeah, that'll transition us into pick 4. Jay, that's your cue.
Well, do I start talking or does it get shown first?
This is your pick.
If you can do the lead up. So what I do is, with pick number 4, the Tijuana Luchadores will select, and then the slide changes magically.
With pick 4, the Tijuana Luchadores will check. I was waiting for it to change. All right, we Asylum Party, so linebacker Griffin Porter. He is a former HO member. He just became a streamer, and we just had absolutely amazing talks. He was one of those old school guys that really enjoyed picking his. He had amazing stories to tell. Fit him perfectly with our locker room. He seems just like a very positive, upbeat person, which we definitely have a high value on. His locker room fits, so he definitely fits us for us, and he's a huge position of need. So everybody can use a top linebacker.
Absolutely. Perfect. He's also been hired as our DSFL streamer for the year. So gonna be getting that money at the end. That'll bring us to pick 5.
With pick 5, the Portland Pythons select CJ Riley. CJ Riley is Huskies. He's a former GM of the Portland Pythons. We had to get him back. I was bugged constantly by both Toasty and Saba to bring their friend back. Heck. So that's why we picked him. Like he was one of the people I was worried would go like 4, maybe 3, and when he dropped to when it came around to us, I was like, it's one of 2 people's, and I listened to what my locker room said, and we went with Huskies.
Huskies is amazing. I think this is an excellent choice here.
He's a good boy.
Perfect. That'll bring us to pick number 6.
All right, and the Minnesota Grey Ducks will be selecting Water Chestnut III, defensive end from CK Royal 92. Currently NSFL GM of San Jose, I believe.
Indeed.
And we need defensive line help. He was one of the best DEs on the board, and we didn't really have to do anything to get him. Hell, we were able to trade back and get him. So we were pretty happy about that. And we're really happy to have good defensive linemen. More than one good defensive lineman, I must say.
Also, the name is fun. I appreciate the name here. So, very, very good. This will move us to pick 7 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will be selecting Reginald Covington III. Quarterback coming off the board here in the first round. User PDXBALLER, who is a well-known name in the league. Their quarterback has been called up.
Go on.
No, please.
Because once again, another former Portland GM. We were hoping he would drop that that Kansas would go with a different QB and we'd be able to pick him up later. But we also knew that it was highly likely they were going to go with this pick.
Yep. Considering
they need a QB.
Chica's going up. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, expansion. Would have never happened otherwise.
Heck, the expansion.
But congratulations, PDX, if you are watching. I hope you enjoy your time in Kansas City. This will bring us to pick number 8 for the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers. They will be selecting Tyrone Woods. User Rindy. I believe that Rindy was a waiver pickup for Myrtle Beach, so I think they're bringing someone home here. No one else is sure. Well, I
don't know.
I'm not sure. It vaguely sounds familiar because I know we didn't pick him up because we had our linebackers were full and great, and now they're no longer full and great because of call-ups.
Yep. Yes, indeed. But I think Rindy is also on my PBE team and seems like a really solid presence there. So feels like a good time for that. It's being confirmed in the chat that yes, he was in Myrtle Beach. So I knew a thing.
We knew a thing.
Hooray! This will bring us to top of the second round here, back to the London Royals. They will be selecting Bob. I know that Kaneko is very sad about this pick specifically.
So a little story here. Nikki V is a good friend of mine. We do wrestling podcasts together, and he's the person who recruited me into this league. And I was like, okay, he's either going to be our first pick or second round pick. And when he wasn't in the first round, I was like, please make it to us, please make it to us, please make it to us. And then the first pick of the second round, it's him. And I proceeded to try and convince London to trade him to us, but they were asking for our second and third round pick and a pick from next draft. And I was like, that's too much. If it was second round pick and an early round pick next draft, I might have said yes. But 3 big picks for Nikki was not enough.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that he will enjoy his time in London. Obviously, an awesome.
I can always just get him to trade. I can always get him later.
Trade for him.
No tamper. We're going to move on to pick number 10.
Dallas.
Oh Lord. With the 10th pick, the Dallas Bird Dogs select HINGLE MCCRINGLEBERRY. Which might be the best name that I get to say all night.
What a name.
User JMAC and Cheese. He was the top linebacker on our board right now. Very similar to a midships back at pick 2. He's 146 TPE right now without tier 6. So we're getting a max earner who, starting preseason and week 1, is going to be incredibly high TPE for us. He's a speed rusher archetype, which is great for us. We're going to have a fast guy rolling around the field in the middle. We like him. We like him as a user, and we're just excited to bring him in.
Very, very good. That's cool. We'll forward on to 11.
All right, pick number 11. Minnesota selects Joe Exotic, defensive tackle from GAMALIEL. Once again, we need DT help because we only have we don't actually have an active DT on the roster, which is unfortunate. And unfortunately, with Dwyer threatening a position switch, we really didn't want to take that chance. That he would switch to like linebacker or something where we're pretty stacked. So we were like, this guy is the best guy on the board. So pretty easy.
Fair. I know that Gamma is big in PvE as well. So an experienced Sim League user as well, which is always a solid strategy. So congratulations. That'll bring us to pick 12.
All right, with pick 12, the Tijuana Luchadores select defensive tackle Bane, K, A's, and then A's, something like that.
Which does beautiful things in Sim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we got
pronounce his
some
name, but we can pronounce
Tariki stuff with friggin' 50 extra characters.
We love it.
But CLG was kind of just pointing out that Dwyer, I was literally shocked to see him still here at 12. I thought he wasn't even going to make it out of the first round. He was definitely consideration at pick 4. So to see him here at 12, I felt there was absolutely no doubt in our mind to go for, a former commissioner and now a GM. I think he's going to do amazing things for it.
Dwyer is my Sim League dad. And so when he started falling, I was like, please, please. So I'm glad he's at least going to Tijuana, where I have a small foot in the door and I can bother him still. So
For now.
Congratulations, Dwyer. Please do
I
not
need
kick
to
me
get
out.
you in. I need to get you in Python's war room, Bex.
It's a fun time. I love being in all the locker rooms. I used to be in almost all of them, and then I left a lot of them one day. But that's a story for a different time. We'll move on to pick 13.
Yes, speaking of Portland's locker room, we will be adding the lovely Heinrich Kakpu to the locker room. We needed linebackers to replace our two really good ones, one of which was myself. Health. And that's all I can really say. 1 second, let me get the stream back. I'm unfortunate in this scenario because of reasons in the past week or two. I haven't had as much free time to do full scouting, so I kind of left that to my co-GM. And and this is one of the people that I knew we needed because it's like he's one of the highest TPE linebackers that was available on the board, and we were like, "Yep, we'll pick you up and we'll use you to replace my player."
Fair enough. Congratulations, my dude. Enjoy your time in Portland. That'll bring us to pick 14, which is a pick for Norfolk. We will be selecting DB Jadicus, user hot dog. Definitely someone we are aware of from other sim leagues. Another really solid safety to add for us. And yeah, our war room was really, really enthusiastic about him as a selection. So we are very, very excited to be welcoming Hot Dog into our crew. That is my speech. 15 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Son Goku. This is an amazing user that I've been seeing all over the place. Helped out with the Prospect Bowl, which I appreciated immensely. Anyone who's willing to step in and kind of help out with that kind of thing makes a pretty strong impression on me. So, and obviously, defensive line is super good.
Also, anime. Got to get more weebs in this goddamn draft. I'm disappointed. There's only been one anime piece of art so far.
Got to get our numbers up here. So, congratulations. Enjoy your time in Kansas City. That'll bring us to pick 16 for Myrtle Beach. They will be selecting. Ooh. Who wants to say this name for me? Because I don't think my tongue can do it right now.
I got you, Bex. LeCarpetron DOOKMARRIOT. He loves the ball so much he wants to marry it. I got you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm uncultured, so none of this stuff.
We thought we could get through a draft without a Key and Peele sketch, but apparently not.
Did we think that?
I thought.
I didn't think we could.
I prayed, but I was wrong. I was very, very wrong.
Yes.
That's it.
Myrtle Beach didn't send me notes, so I don't have anything to say about their picks, but I mean, wide receivers are awesome. I think he was definitely on our list for potential wide receiver pickups as well. So that'll bring us to 17 for the London Royals. They will select Eric Richards, user Wildfire Micro, who came on to the scene and hit the ground running, it seems like.
Yeah, I really wanted this guy so bad. He was in our locker room as soon as we could get him, and he was interacting with a ton of people. He was really great. So to see him get away from us is a bit disappointing, but can't draft everyone.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
Yeah, we can't mortgage the farm like in the NSFL.
I mean,
true.
I mean, I did have the idea of trading all my draft picks one year and just having all the draft picks for an entire draft. Just send everyone to Portland.
Perfect. We'll move on now to pick 18 here.
Oh yeah, that's us. With the 18th overall pick, Dallas took. I'm gonna butcher this one too. It's TOMAGE McGULLAGER. Did my best to use it. User Phillies fan. Me and Kyle really like Phillies man. That's everybody else in the Dallas War Room. He's a sibling vet. He's a GM over in PBE, so we really trusted the user. He's one of those guys who he really wanted to come to Dallas, so we really wanted to bring him here. He's willing to move around, position wise, which was key for us. But regardless, we just lost a great tight end in Jeffrey Phillips to Orange County in the draft, and so he fills a need. He's a great guy, and we're happy to have him.
Fair enough.
Phillies
All
fan.
right.
He was on reviews too, for what it's worth. He was a really cool person to talk with.
Alrighty. Pick number 19. Pick number 19. Minnesota selects Ray Jackson, cornerback from user Jason. This is a guy we actually got on waiver pickups last season. And he interacted well with our locker room and impressed us enough that we were like, okay, if he's available, let's bring him back. Let's get another active corner onto the board because he's going to do work for us. So we're happy to have him back.
Very good. This will move us on to pick 20.
All right, pick 20. The Tijuana Luchadores select defensive end Tiger Ohm. So it says Misa there. I know that the user is actually Reno Mitsu. I know him from GRS Soccer League. I think he's in quite a few sim leagues. He's a big earner, great locker room. So he not only mission of need, but once again, we definitely wanted to get people who are going to be talking and positive and active in the locker room. He checks all those boxes. So I'm just extremely excited to get to work with him again in a different league.
Very cool. I know that seeing them in the Discord has been kind of fun. The kind of like hide who you are strategy is always super interesting to watch unfold. But yeah, congratulations. Enjoy your time in Tijuana. Bringing us to pick 21.
With the 21st pick of this draft, we, the Portland Pythons, picked up Caleb Dotson. An amazing user, so active, so fun to be around, and on top of that, he's a DB, and we needed DBs. Also, I've got a note here from Saba. His profile picture is good. He's good.
Most important thing. That's all. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Very good. Pick 22.
All right, pick number 22. Minnesota selects TYCHONDRIUS Hood, wide receiver TYLUS. This is another dude we had off of waiver pickups, and we really wanted wide receivers this season because one of our biggest issues for the team last year was we only had really one top earning wide receiver. No shade for Sucks Fake, but you weren't a top earner last season, being real with you. So I'm happy that I'm sorry. I'm happy that he's picking it up now, and I love him. But I'm really happy to have Hood back because he's been another amazing dude in our locker room. And I can't wait to have him back.
Perfect. That'll bring us on to pick 23 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Carl Wieser, LGMFOREVER. Huge name in PBE, I believe.
I believe I've seen him around in PBE for the short time I was there before I became too busy to handle both this league and it. I couldn't do both at the same time, but I do remember that name.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So very excited to see them go off to Kansas City. Enjoy your time over there. That'll bring us to 24 for Myrtle Beach. They will select Nicholas Ayers, user Faded. Another running back coming off the board here. I know this is someone who had made a pretty strong impression on me, seeing them around in the Discord. Seemed like a really, really positive, excited, engaged individual. So,
yeah, I totally agree. Good pick. If Pythons needed more of a running back if we needed a running back this early when we were drafting, he probably would have been. We would have probably picked him sooner, but someone got him before us.
Okay. A lot of those deals. That'll bring us to the top of round whatever. I think 4. I can't count. At pick 25, the London Royals select Michael Van Perkins. Cornerback here. These are Pavel Pivovich. I have notes on London because London is awesome and they sent me notes. Obviously focusing here on defensive backs. One of the highest earning CBs here and a friend of one of the people in the room. So always good if you can grab a friend. You can help keep each other active. Seems like a really solid pick for London here. Indeed. We'll transition on to 26.
Next.
Woohoo, I gotta butcher more names. Pick 26. Dallas takes. This one's gonna be a bad one. Raphael Dialcott. Not even gonna try. User Kinito. I'll use my 1 steal card on this pick right here because somehow we have a 134 TPE wide receiver who's already working on the wiki and is a Sim League vet available in round 4. If this was a live draft, you would have seen Kyle sprinting to the podium to put this pick in. Total team player, willing to move around on position-wise for us. Just overall great guy. We're super excited to bring him in. Like I said, like this is one of the ones that when he was there, we couldn't believe it and just insta-lock for us.
I know that this was someone who was on our board as well, so happy that he's going to an excellent team. Sad that it's not our excellent team. Perfect. That'll bring us to 27 for Norfolk. They will be selecting Braxton Sinclair. User Lost Kalu. This is such a good pick for us. Obviously, we're still trying to fill in that D-line for us. This is someone who has kind of jumped in with both feet and is really excited and engaged. Also is a friend of someone else in this draft class, so hoping that they can, even though they're going to different teams, they can keep each other active and engaged. We're very excited to be bringing him on board. Good, yes. Moving on to pick 28.
Yes,
All right, pick 28, Tijuana Luchadores, select offensive lineman Kevin Malone. Bring in my boy Tubby Tim 6'9", nice, to the team here. So Tubby Tim was able to talk with. I've been in the league for maybe 6 or 7 months now, and even when you're there for half a year, you don't get a chance to talk to a lot of people. So he was one person in particular I'd never spoken with before. It was just an absolute amazing conversation. So I'm going to use my 1 steal card and say he was an absolute steal falling to us at 28.
Mm-hmm.
This fair rubs.
Fair rubs indeed. In Norfolk, we had picked Tim up on waivers, and so we were thinking, well, if we can grab him and bring him back, that'd be great. We were waiting just because we had other needs that we needed to fill first. So we're a little bit sad to see him go before we could manage to grab him, but knowing that he'll have an excellent time out in Tijuana. This will bring us to pick 29.
1 second. Looking at my notes. Our next pick was the lovely Omar White Jr. of user XDave and numbers. We, as I said, we lost our 2 very powerful linebackers. We needed to get replacements, and this was it. If I'm reading my notes correctly, he also, according to Saba, he is one of the top guys when it comes to linebackers this draft. So I'm willing to take my War Room's suggestions.
Very good. That'll move us on to pick 30. For the Norfolk Seawolves, they'll be selecting Dre Matthews, wide receiver. We just have Kevin Coe right now in our wide receiver department. So we wanted to pick up another one. Been seeing Confictional around a bit. I believe The scouts liked his interview, and we're really excited to be able to grab him here and start building up those offensive pieces for our 2 quarterbacks to put into action. Good, good. That'll move us on to 31 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will be selecting Mordecai Morrissey. Now, this one is another one that it feels like someone we wanted to grab and we were waiting on just a little bit. MCP was a waiver pickup for Norfolk, so we've gotten to have him in our locker room. Has been an absolute delight. Seems like a really, really solid user, and so active and earning. I think that's an excellent, excellent pickup for Kansas City. That'll move us to 32.
Well said.
I just checked chat too, and maybe I will call you a steal, man. Maybe I will. Who knows?
Oh, don't do it.
I don't think
you get your one.
I haven't used it yet. I haven't.
Correct.
I'm using mine.
I'm trying to think about where I want to use mine, and then it's very hard. But anyway, this will move us to pick 32 for the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers. They will be selecting Eugene Smoothie, tight end, coming off the board here. Someone on our list as well. Tight end's not a huge need for us, so we weren't looking super highly at them at this point. But someone I've seen around, I believe is earning fairly well. Seems like a really good human being from what I've seen, their interactions in Discord and such.
The tight end class wasn't particularly, I mean, especially compared to the percentage of last class, but I feel like there's definitely quality there across the board.
Fair enough, fair enough.
All right.
That'll move us to the top of the next round here. At pick 33 for London, they will select Mr. Large Sternum. Such a good name, such a good name. Defensive line was going fast, and so they wanted to make sure that they could get someone that they liked. And so that is why we're seeing Mr. Large Sternum come off the board here for London. Move us on to 34 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Jason Young, a Duggone Quack, which is an excellent username.
It should have been ours.
I wanted to, like, to get this guy so badly, but we don't need a CB.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been ours. He matches with our team and everything. Kansas City, why'd you do this?
Kansas City had a lot of excellent, excellent pickups that were exciting but frustrating. Exciting for them, frustrating for us. But that'll move us on to pick 35.
All right, pick number 35. Minnesota selects Kai Sakura, wide receiver, Darkness Rising. Another dude we got into the locker room early. He's been interacting with a ton of us. We liked him a lot. And this gives us 3 really damn good receivers, which is a bunch more than we had last year because a lot of our guys are inactive. Now we have 3 active receivers, so I'm pretty happy about that. Not much else to say, really. Having 3 weapons for Snowbo as he starts to build up is going to be important for us.
Indeed. Very good. Moving on to our next pick here.
All right, at pick 36, the Tijuana Luchadores select wide receiver Jackson Kingston. So Jackson was another person I felt like I had a great conversation with. He's another one of those guys that was in the league for a really long time, back towards the start of it. So he has some really cool stories to share. He was GM for the Portland Pythons when they went 15-1, which I believe is the best record ever in our league. So congrats to him on that. That's quite an honor. And he was also GM in a few seasons. So really excited to get that kind of experience into our team as well.
Very good, very good. Moving us on to 37.
So I was told to use Portland's steel card on pick 45, but I'm using it now because heck you, Saba, heck you, this guy's the real steal. At pick number 37, the Portland Pythons choose Joseph, last name is terrible, Pentarongolo. I think is how you say it. Saba wanted to go back and save him is an insider joke, apparently. I don't get it. But Joe Fish is an amazing user, and look at that lovely little like user art he's having.
Yes,
Mwah.
Joe Fish has been really impressive to me. Was someone that we were definitely keeping an eye on as well. Seems really solid, and I'm excited.
He dropped this low.
Also, the best render in the class.
Yes.
Drop it. I'd say that 100%. I saw that this morning, and Kyle and I just about died.
Yes.
Like,
Chat is agreeing that this is a steal, so you've used the card correctly.
Yes.
Indeed. All right, that'll move us on here to pick 38 for the Norfolk Seawolves. We will be selecting Judas the White. Look at that render, guys. Just take a moment and bask in it.
Another good render.
Indeed. Judas is a friend of a well-known user in the league. I'm not going to say his name because it's not about him right now. It's about Judas. This is a recreate for him. He was a tight end before, so now trying things out on the defense. Very excited to be picking him up and continuing to build that defensive line for the fleet. And look at that render. That render makes you so happy.
Thanks.
Right.
Jacked Jesus. I looked in the chat and just saw Jacked, and I we can pack it up and go home. That's like the pinnacle of what's happening tonight.
Yep. All right, pick number 39. Minnesota is going to be taking a trade. So, we were thinking here, okay, there's no one that we want right now that we think is going to be taken. So we were like, okay, we can trade back a little bit, still get our guys where we want them, and get a pick next year that potentially, if the draft class is smaller, gets a little bit more value. So,
yeah. And for us, my bad, man. But for us, we just
you could talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for us, we had a guy still on the board that we really wanted. We can go to the pick now, but we took Byron Blackwell with the 39th pick. We lost 9 out of 11 defensive starters to the NSFL, and so we really need cornerback help. We kind of needed it last year. He's a sim league vet. He's over in the SHL as a GM too. He was a great interview for us as well, and so we traded up thinking, bring him home and strengthen our defense all in one move.
Very good. Move into pick 40 here for the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers. They will select Dick Thruster. User Person Man.
Mm-hmm.
More fair rubs. So Person Man is one of my dear friends.
Fair rubs.
Yep. I was going to try and sneak that in there without it being a whole thing, but yes, indeed, fair rubs for Dick. Yes, Person Man's an excellent dude. He is a GM over in PPE. Former DSFL GM in this league. We won't talk too much about that, but here to be a great locker room presence and to get those pancakes. So very excited to see him off to Myrtle Beach. Top of our next round here at pick 41, the London Royals will select. That's some fastballs. A kicker coming off of the board here. User Rabid Sponge 21. Another name that I know from PBE. Super solid guy. Also a teammate of mine in PBE. That's how I know him. Detroit Demons. #DrunkTroit. Super awesome dude. And we'll be excited to see him kicking some balls for London. Perfect, 42.
Bird dogs.
Bird doggos, it's your turn.
My bad. I'm all over the place. So 42nd pick. I'm gonna butcher this one as well. We took Luca Scabbia.
Enig.
If I got 2 steel cards, which I don't, I'd say it's ridiculous that a former 1200 TPE peak quarterback user is still on the board in the 6th round as a recreated wide receiver who's got like 118 TP right now. He was a great guy to talk to. Used to play quarterback for Philadelphia a couple seasons ago. He was a season 10 player there. And so we took a wide receiver earlier, but he was on the board. He's too good a pick, and we're happy to pair up on the outside with Mike Lee. So big pick for the offense right here.
$43.
That is
Minnesota.
Yes, that's us. Yes, right.
Quack,
Pick
quack.
number 43. Minnesota selects Brian Erlbacher, linebacker from Erlbacher. We lost Russ last season. Unfortunate. So we wanted another linebacker to go along with Kennedy and Saxon. This guy was the best one left on the board. So pretty easy. Not much we had to think about there.
Mm-hmm. We had like no need at linebacker, but I was watching him fall, going like, well, if he's still there, maybe we should take it anyway. Because I just really like, I've liked this user a lot from what I've seen of him. So
the point where some teams are starting to pick for user, not need.
Yeah. Indeed. Alrighty, we'll move on to pick 44 here.
All right, with pick 44, the Doors select cornerback Killian Carnahan. Carney, I believe his name is Unlucky on the Discord servers. He was definitely very pro Tijuana. I believe he even told a couple teams scouting him that his heart was on Tijuana right away, so we definitely loved him for that. We love getting people who are excited to be in our team. You're at the point in this draft we're past halfway, or so you're not looking for a max earner at this point necessarily. If you get that, that's great, but we're definitely happy that he fits a need and he seems like a great user.
Very good. Bring us swiftly on to 45.
I'm being told by Saba to use his steel card. Who gave him one?
Saba, no.
On this pick, which is the player's name is VIDEL-SAN.
Mm-hmm.
How did Valor fall this low in this draft?
Well, I can tell you why. It's Valor. You either love him or
Let's
hate him.
be
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that's his personality. Okay, you either love him or hate him.
He is a very, very solid user.
Yes,
as far as
and I've heard
and...
he's good at the sim. So honestly, I need more good people who know how to sim test because I don't. I'm good at doing paperwork. I'm good at drafting. I'm not good at making it like at a DC or testing the sims. So I like to surround myself with good sim testers.
Fair enough. You cannot get a better one here then. So perfect. This will move us on to 46 for the Norfolk Seawolves. They will be selecting Griff Oberwald, user Aenir. Our scout loved the interview that this player gave. We needed more wide receivers, so we decided to go with one that we felt good about that was still on the board. I'm very excited to be bringing him on to the fleet. I fall into patterns where I say the same thing for everyone because I'm like, I love all of you. Hooray. But yes, very excited.
Steel.
I haven't used my steel card. We'll see if I do. Maybe I just don't this draft. The more effective card for a Bex is to say that I'm only allowed to say I love one pick or love one user. I would not survive that one. But we will go swiftly move on to pick 47 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Deontay Washington, Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy was
not telling.
Was my GM when I first entered the league, when he was GMing Norfolk. So definitely someone we had looked at potentially picking up. But he's a super awesome guy, very sweet. And I hope that he enjoys his time over in Kansas City. Soldier says to use the steel card on him. Yeah, kind of, man. You've been a little bit quieter recently, which I think is part of the reason that you're seeing yourself at this level. But I think you can absolutely kick it in the pants here for Kansas City. So
The The only advice I'd give to him just needs to hop out of the bed, turn his swag on, take a look in the mirror, say what's up. All right, that's my plug.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
At 48 for the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers, they will select Jim Naaman Jr. I have never seen Scorp more upset about a pick in my life. Scorp loves Tricky as a user. Was hoping to snag him closer to the end. But hopefully he enjoys his time in Myrtle Beach. I know that he has some very strong opinions about the logo for the Buccaneers, so we'll see how that plays
Are
out.
they good opinions or
Just strong ones. Who knows if they're good or bad? Just strong ones. But congratulations, Tricky. Enjoy your time in Myrtle Beach. This will move us on to 49 for London, I believe. They will be selecting LaShawn Paris Crooks. User The Kid.
right?
I should just have the chat with the notes on it open all the time.
That's what I'm doing with mine.
I'm really bad about bouncing to the different Discords that I'm in as people try and get my attention. Yeah, they wanted to grab another cornerback here and decided to go for this one. Perfect. Minnesota, time for you back to back.
All right. So, pick number 50. Minnesota selects Julio Jones, offensive lineman from 24 Red Crayons. All right, offensive line Discord. I know you're watching. This is why I joined you about 6 hours ago. I don't know how to build offensive linemen, so I want help to make sure these guys have the best experience they can.
Oh, that
in
was
the
why?
league.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why.
look at this good GM right here.
I literally have no clue what I'm doing at offensive lineman. The GM offensive linemen I had last season were shit. They were terrible. They gave up like 6 sacks each. It's like they were awful.
Spam strength early.
So
Want a hint into the future?
yeah, there's another. Number 51, Minnesota also selects Dick Thunder, offensive line.
Dylan.
JJ 37. Yeah, we wanted 2 offensive linemen because having at least 2 tackles improves your win percentage by like 4%. It's insanity.
It is insanity.
As example, look at the difference between in 2 seasons ago and last season with Portland.
CLG, if you ever do need help with the offensive lineman, let me know. But straight up, just spam strength.
And I think a bit of speed.
Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually.
Strength 100% more valuable than speed on the offensive line.
Interesting stuff. Well, congratulations, Minnesota, on shoring up your O-line here. 52.
All right, with Tijuana Luchador, select tight end Ethan Smith. This was a guy who, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he got a little bit of a later jump, that or I messaged him a little bit. But kind of kept in touch since then. Very polite person. We definitely have a need at tight end, and he was also very flexible. Actually, you needed to move him around. So just really looking forward to getting him in the locker room and getting him more active in the league and seeing what he can do.
Absolutely. Perfect. 53.
1 second. I'm looking at my notes. So fun fact. Between picks, I've been eating a lovely McGriddles egg and bacon McMuffin. Oh, and who did we pick? We picked the former GM of Kansas City Coyotes, McGriddle. Look at that logo.
Very good.
Look at that picture. That picture is mwah, mwah.
Someone should have made the burglar. That would have been a heck of a...
But whoever... Yeah, he should have picked the burglar because you got to steal those balls in the air. You got to get those INTs.
Very good. All right. We'll move us on to pick 54 for the Norfolk Seawolves. They will select Joseph May. These are everybody Russian. Safety, again, still being that position of need for us, so I figured we would go ahead and stow away an extra one here to make sure that we were in the best shape possible. Very excited to be bringing aboard Joseph May. Bring us to 55 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Diego Hernandez, user Berto Garcia, defensive tackle. I mean, you can never go wrong with picking up more D-line.
I don't know if Kansas City designated their steel card, but if they didn't, I will put that on him. He kind of, I don't know if he decided he was just going to chill for a couple weeks, but he on over 2 weeks and then came out of nowhere and started dropping media, getting active. So, I mean, that's a huge pick at 55 for them.
Very good. At 56, the Buccaneers will select 3 Jeffrey, JSS. I believe someone from another sim league here. Seems like a very solid potential running back pickup here. That's all I got. Congratulations. Enjoy your time in Myrtle Beach. Top of this next round here at pick 57, the London Royals will select Danny King. Another running back coming off the board here. Let's see what the notes say. Another friend of one of their War Room folks. Brain is tired. I'm sorry, guys. Friend in the War Room, and then needed a second running back after losing Skyline. So making sure that run game can stay strong. That's the basis of the DSFL for the most part. So very good pickup here. That'll move us to 58.
That's me. So with the 58th pick, this name's not getting said. It's user Kintakira. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna try to wrap the southern accent around that one. Very similar to a midships at pick 2 overall for us. You know, stacking the defensive line for us was a huge plan Kyle and I had. This was a new create at defensive tackle right around the time we were drafting. Was fun to talk to, and we lost 3 of our starting defensive linemen in Cho, Ed, and 40 to the NSFL, and so we're just gotta rebuild and reload.
Very good. Moving into 59. Minnesota.
Oh, yes, that does. I'm sorry. I'm doing a million other things right now. Pick number 59, Minnesota selects Eric Eller, running back from Ace. We wanted a second running back because we only have 1, and 2 is better than 1 in both the NSFL and the DSFL. So
true.
We brought another running back in. Hopefully, he can earn for us. We'd really like to have 2 max running backs. So as unlikely as that is, it would be great. But yeah.
Very good. Let's move us into pick 60.
All right, with pick 60, the Tijuana Luchadores select wide receiver Doug Howlett. So this is a guy here who GM Chat did get quite a kick out of. I believe it was from Minnesota, had reached out, Russ the bus driver.
Oh, that's an
he
entire
pretended
story.
that he did English. And then I think it was DeWalt comes in like a day later, and then he speaks English to him. So everyone got quite a kick out of that. Either way, he was a Tijuana as well. So I'm going to go pick 3 overall, but I'm excited to get him back on the team.
Very good. All right, moving us into 61.
Okay. We around this time is when issues started to arise in the war room for me, and I needed to take a break. So I walked away, and I'm being told that our next pick 61, is a former Python player, that being an original name by user. I'll change this later. He still hasn't changed it.
He said he will, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll change this later is such a fun kiddo.
Yeah, like I have always seen him around, and just you know how it is. You just can't interact with everyone, but you see people around, and you're like, oh, they're nice. I'll talk to them at some point. And I guess now I will, now that they're in my locker room.
Dude. Very good. This one moves on then to pick 62. Just the Norfolk Seawolves. I always forget who's up next. This time it's me. The Seawolves will select CJ Hopkins. These are Noah John G51. We were in the war room at this point, kind of going, okay, we go a couple different directions. Let's see who's left on the board. One of the scout that interviewed Noah here was super, super high on him. We figured that, we would rather have someone we know that we feel really good about than potentially picking up someone that might not be the best fit. So we decided to go for Hopkins here. I'm excited to bring on another tight end in the draft. So moving us on to 63 for the Coyotes, they will select Sean Reynolds, safety here. I don't know that I know too much about this specific one. Anybody know Sean?
I can weigh in here. Actually, we're talking a little bit earlier today. Sean definitely is a person who did get a late jumper a little bit later, so I think he was kind of under the radar for a little. He's learning the league still, of course, because he's newer. But I think he's got a lot of, and I think he'll actually be a very solid pick for E3.
Very good. At 64, the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers will select Brock Bodenhamer. Toivo is a recreate. He played for New Orleans. He was one of our wide receivers there previous to this player. I was a little bit shocked to see him fall this far. I think it's mostly just because he is one of the quieter users as far as Discord goes. But absolutely stellar guy. I've loved all the conversations I've had with him. And so if I were Myrtle Beach, I would call this my steal, I think. Just because it's such a solid user so late in the draft.
Yeah, this is a guy we had our eye on late here. Amazed he fell this far.
Absolutely. That'll bring us to the top of this next round here at pick 65, the London Royal. Broken Bot 2 draft final. User Loco. Loco is the founder of TIJUANA, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, he is.
But going to London, so going to one of our newer teams here. London says its name was fun, and that was part of the decision-making process, which I can totally respect. Look at that little broken bot. Very cool. This moves on to 66.
Hey, that's us. So with the 66 pick, we took a name I could say. It's Bradley Owens. Thank you for making my life easier. This is Keegan. He's on my PBE team. I love baseball, but I have no idea how PBE works, and so he's been incredibly helpful for me over there. That's the type of guy that we wanted in our locker room. Just super helpful, super active on Discord. We couldn't be more, we couldn't be happy to bring him in.
Very good. 67.
All right. 67, Minnesota is going to trade again. So we were actually done with the draft at that point. There were no other holes that we really needed to fill. Pretty much every slot we had on the team was filled up. So, yeah, we were pretty much done. So we're like, anyone want these picks? And Dallas said yes. So congratulations, Dallas. You got 2 more picks.
Thanks, man. For us, we just, any more shots at the board is helpful. I was the 147th pick last year. So you never know who you're going to find late. And so with the 67th pick, we took Atosa Atlas, user Uprising Slash. Like I said, we lost 9 out of 11 starters on defense. So I think the only defensive position we haven't added through the draft at this point was safety. Uprising's a guy who's been active in our Discord a little. He comes into the Poke Court sometimes. That's a good sign for us. Late in the draft, we figured that he'd be a good ad.
Absolutely agree there. 68.
All right, with pick 68, the Tijuana Luchadores select Sadie's 3. So we really ruined pick 69. I'm sorry. Wasn't with malicious intent. I'm so sorry, everybody. I got some heat in the GM chat for that one.
Yeah, you deserve every second of it.
Maybe a little bit of it. Base Scout is actually a former luchador, and not only that, but he is also a former captain. He's not as active as he used to be, but that doesn't mean he can't now. So it definitely felt right to try to get him back on the team, and hence the reason to ruin pick 69's great name. But I'm still excited to get him and really add to our secondary. We already have Sagan and Valdir back there, so it'll be really nice to get a third person in the mix.
Very good. That'll bring us to the illustrious 69th pick of the draft.
Unfortunately, I can't make a sex joke at the moment because somebody took the good ones. There was 3 of them. 4 if you count another one. Everyone had to take it. So, I had to pick the following person. We picked Mac Mobile, I think it is. Mobley? Yeah, so... Yeah, we picked a DB because we picked a DB because we picked a DB. I was not in the best moods at this time, so I was kind of letting my co-GM pick. My co-GM, who is no longer my co-GM. Yeah.
We won't talk about that too much.
We won't.
No, we won't.
Congratulations, Mac. I hope you enjoy your time in Portland. So move us on to pick 60 for the Seawolves. We will
60.
select 70. 70, I can do numbers. 70. Pick 70 is Quantus Skrills. This is my steal of the draft. Because Saliva is a known sim leaguer, like, been around forever. Running back is a really easy position to be at. So, I mean, to be able to get a running back here, that is going to be solid for us. It feels pretty good. So, excited to be bringing him on board.
Yay.
Cool. 71 for the Kansas City Coyotes. They will select Charmin Glassley. Quarterback here. I'm not even going to try and say that username. But yeah.
Yeah.
Picking up a second quarterback. Potentially maybe one of them that they picked up is going to be looking at position switching, or if not, they'll be embracing the 2 quarterback system, which is something you're seeing on a lot of teams in the DSFL right now. So excited to see how that works out for them.
He was willing to switch originally when he got scouted, so I would not be surprised to see him position switch for Kansas City.
Very good. All right. That'll move us on to 72 for the Myrtle Beach Buccaneers. They are selecting Harrison Levers. Wide receiver coming off the board here at 72. From the University of Minnesota, which is the best college, my college. No bias. Great choice. Congratulations on going to Myrtle Beach. Enjoy your time there. Perfect. 73 for the London Royals. They will select Brady Mathis. Preston 99. See if we have notes here. Has done this week's activity check, it seems like. So potentially someone they'll be able to get active and engaged. Congratulations. Enjoy your time in London. Dallas?
Yep. With pick 74, we took Rice, a Hawk Machine, running back. He's 74 TPE right now, which is a serviceable third back. We're hoping he's He's active. He's been great with us on Discord, and so we think he will be. We have 2 great running backs right now. We returned Kitchwa Jones and Aaron Fields from the team last year. But 3 running back systems have been shown to work really successfully. So we're excited to try that out and add another dimension to the offense.
Very good. Got another one here.
Yeah, this is us again. With 75, we took Rick Casey, user AZX Cards. One of the guys we recruited from the Cardinals subreddit. I scouted him personally. Seems like a great guy. Really likes football, really interested in getting into the league. Like I mentioned earlier, when we took Phillies, we lost our starting tight end, Jeffrey Phillips, to the NSFL to Orange County. And so adding another potential offensive weapon here, especially considering we don't know if Phillies will stay at tight end, is great. Fun guy, and one of the guys that we were really happy to get with one of our extra picks here.
Very good. So move us to 76.
All right, with pick 76, the Tijuana Luchadores select wide receiver Damian Hands. I really bad that he fell this far in the draft because he is 100% active, and usually guys who are just absolutely 100% active don't fall to the third to last pick. So that is no slight against him. He literally created like a day or two before the draft. For those who don't know, the draft's off behind closed doors. There's no way we could do this live. So a lot of times people, you can see their draft stock rise as the draft process happens. And I felt really bad that he had fallen to this point. So very excited to get him on the team. He is the third receiver. I feel like we're absolutely stacked now offensively to give Sloth and Sid amazing options. And I think he'll be one of them.
Indeed. I think this is someone who I think we're going to see explode here and just be a super, super awesome pickup. So congratulations to Tijuana there. 77.
With the 77th pick, the Portland Pythons pick Chaz Michaels. I think that's how you say it. That's the last name. Yeah. At this point, I was not in the mood to talk to many people. I had other real life stuff happen at that time, and I was just like, oh, fuck. And I literally was, whenever I needed to, every now and then I would look at Discord on my phone and post a few things, and then go back to distracting myself with pie. And yeah, I ate an entire family-sized apple pie on my own.
Bruh. Oh.
Nothing but respect.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not fat or heavy or anything. I'm 100 pounds soaking wet, and I can eat that kind of stuff. It just goes straight through me. I love my body. So that means I can depression eat whenever I want.
Cool. We're going to slide slightly back more on topic here. Because we're just about at the end here. Pick 78 for Norfolk is a trade.
Just to make Infinite suffer.
We're receiving Calo Pera, and the Kansas City is getting this pick. We made this trade before Kansas City had picked up the quarterback that was still around. Norfolk has 2 very, very active quarterbacks. DSFL is structured in such a way that having 3 active quarterbacks isn't a thing that works, just because of starting rules. And so we decided to go ahead and trade out to make sure that we're going to have to take on a quarterback that we wouldn't be able to give sufficient play time if they did want to stay at quarterback. So that's why we traded out. Kansas City was happy enough to take the pick off of our hands. And so with this pick, they are going to select a name. Gaykume Onfroy? Sitting here in the dark. That is it's an excellent name, fun render. A running back here at the very, very end. I don't know a ton about this user, but if they are still active and around, this is awesome for Kansas City.
Heck
Very good.
yeah.
Is that the end of the
That is
draft
the last
specific?
slide.
So we are going to talk very, very briefly. So the rule is, once the draft starts, anyone who creates after that point goes on first round of waivers. The first round of waivers has concluded, so we do have 4 other people who aren't part of the official slideshow, but who we want to celebrate and hype up for their new DSFL homes as well. Offensive lineman Made Kays is headed to London. Defensive end Jelani Kelekolio is going to Dallas. Defensive tackle Benji Raji is going to Minnesota. And offensive lineman IHOP is headed to Tijuana.
IHOP!
IHOP? Woohoo.
So we are very, very excited to welcome you all to the league, welcome you all to the DSFL for this very exciting season. Having 8 teams who hopefully will be fairly competitive here. Like I said, draft position in the DSFL is kind of wonky, so if you feel like you went later, prove everyone that you are an absolute steal. And yeah, I think the fun thing is to try to beat yourself. So if you went at pick 30, try and earn your way to pick 15 or higher, see what that differential that you can earn is. It's always a fun time to try and play that game, compete with yourself here. Not necessarily anyone else. So, congratulations to everyone. I think that is all that I have for you. As far as programming for the rest of the week, we have the DSFL Pro Bowl. Will be up on our YouTube tomorrow if you are interested in checking that out. Otherwise, Friday is the NSFL preseason games. Unless something crazy happens, we will have preseason on Friday and be able to get set up for our very, very exciting season 22.
I want to remind you, how many seasons in a row has either the NSFL or DSFL had to be delayed because of streamer issue or sim issue or any other kind of issue that delays us?
The DSFL gets delayed. Actually, the last 2 seasons, the NSFL has been on time, the DSFL has been delayed. But the DSFL preseason is scheduled for Tuesday, and so it will be on time because we built in more time for it.
Hopefully.
If it's not, it's because we have a brand new simmer child who's doing his best, and we will love him and support him regardless. So, that's my mom spiel. I'll get off of my soapbox and let y'all go. Thank you again so much for joining us, everyone. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is for you. Thank you, and good night.
Bye.